Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of Boxing Talk, my people. And in this round, my guys, my people, I just want to make it all about Eddie Hearn, promoter at Matchroom Promotions, and Oscar de la Hoya of Golden Boy, my people. As we know, there is a rift between them, and they have been taking shots at each other on social media, and it's circulating. My guys, what these two promoters have to say about each other. And most recently, Eddie Hearn has made a reply to Eddie Hearn in rebuttal of what Oscar de la Hoya had to say about Eddie Hearn. Of course, sending shots to Eddie Hearn, not only criticizing the fighters under his banner, but also Eddie Hearn himself and his promotional ability, as a promoter, my guys. So without further delay, let's get right into it and look at what Oscar de la Hoya had to say about Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Promotions, my guy. And according to Oscar, 14 fighters under the Matchroom banner have lost this year in 2024, my people. And he gives us a list, my guys, as proof. Whether this is credible proof or not, we shall see. And on that list is also included pictures, not most flattering pictures of the fighters of this same 14 said fighters, but it's actually showing them in very compromising situations in the ring, most likely of them getting the pasting knocked out of them, my people. So the names he has given in the list of those 14 fighters who have lost under the Matchroom banner in 2024, first is Sandy Ryan, who we know lost to Michaela Mayer recently at 147 and losing her title with it, also her world title there. AJ just recently lost September the 21st at the hand of Daniel Dubois, who beat the dog shit out of AJ to retain his IBF World Heavyweight title, my people. And Shakur Stevenson injured, so should not be in this list, my guys, because he's only out due to injury, guys. He has not lost at all. In fact, I do not see him losing for quite some time to come. You need a very highly gifted fighter in skills and ability to, of course, disturb Shakur, who by concubus is the least hittable fighter in the whole of boxing, my guys. And again, on the list we have Edgar Berlanga. We know he lost to Saul Canelo Alvarez. However, it did a lot of good for his career because we expected Berlanga to lose. But however, though, even though he did lose, he outperformed expectations, and of course possibly outperformed what his fight record says, because we expected him to be KO'd, and his fight record shows that he actually did not have enough experience on that level to be giving Saul Canelo such a competitive performance. But there you go. I think that did a hell of a lot of good for Belanga's career going forward, despite him losing. So I would say that is a win to Eddie Hearn. Katie Taylor, did she fight in 2024? I don't know. Terry Harper, and then we have Austin Williams. Craig Richards lost to Willie Hutchinson, and then Raymond Ford. We have Billy Joe Saunders, and then Callum Smith, who in the last fight lost to Arthur Beterbiev. But was that in 2024? So many fights this year, I can't really make out who actually won or lost in 2024 anymore. I would have to look at the records, and that is just too time consuming right now. Deontay Wilder of course, lost to Zhile Zhang, got windmilled into oblivion in that fight. That was in 2024. Regis Prograis has not fought in 2024, guys. So I don't know. Jibril Matisse, did he lose in 2024? Again, I'm not too sure about that one either. So obviously there are some fighters on this list that although Oscar has said they have lost in 2024 under the Matchroom banner, it seems to me that that might not be 100% true, because there are some names here that have not only that they have not lost in their career, such as Shakur, but also some of those losses haven't really been bad losses. They've been losses that have done good for certain fighters' career. Just for example, Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo. That did a lot of good for Berlanga's career going forward, I believe. And not only that, also there are names in here that have not even fought in 2024, like Regis Prograis, my guy. I believe he lost to Devin Haney in 2023, guys, in December. And that fight, yeah, that fight there was actually Devin Haney was the person fighting under the banner of Matchroom there. So I don't know. Oscar de la Coca, as most people know him to be, that's what they call him. Seems he doesn't care at this point whether he's spitting facts or not. He just wants to get under Eddie Hearn's skin at this point, to tell you the truth. So yeah, and let's move forward, because it also goes on to call Eddie Hearn the biggest pathological liar in the world. They say so. In a world full of 8.1 billion people, there are many pathological liars, but according to Oscar de la Hoya, Eddie Hearn trumps them all as #1 pathological liar in the world, my guys, and goes on to say that you cannot keep on fooling the people, making them think that you are good at your job, when in fact you are just a simple train wreck. And it's delivered there directly at Eddie Hearn with chest, full confidence from Oscar de la Hoya, who labels Matchroom to be a cursed promotional company, my people. He says the Matchroom curse is real, my guys, meaning that when you go to Matchroom, you stand to lose very soon. very soon. But Oscar here, he indirectly tells us why he hates Eddie Hearn so much with a passion, you know. And he goes on to say that, you know, Hearn is always bringing up the fact that Canelo hates him, you know. And he goes on to say, of course, I and Canelo, we hate each other, but it does not change the fact that I built this man from scratch in the US, my guy. And not only that, I've been successfully promoting him for 10 years before we split. But guess what? He was with you, Eddie Hearn, for just 8 fights, and he already had enough. He already had enough that you are incompetent as a promoter. You are incapable at doing your job as a promoter. And he labeled Eddie Hearn and admonished him there, calling him incapable as a promoter, my people. And he says that the record proves it. He says that these are the facts, what he has given so far, and I've relayed to you. He says that these are the facts. And then he goes on to cap it all off by saying, Eddie Hearn, you said I do not have any stars at Golden Boy, but who is this? And in comes into frame, dun, 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 Ryan Garcia, my guys, the very well-known publicized performance enhancement drug cheating. Ryan Garcia, but a star nonetheless, a tainted star though. But yeah, so let's move on though. That we've heard what Oscar had to say about Eddie Hearn. What is Eddie Hearn's rebuttal? And here it is. He says that he is rather turned on by Oscar in a yeah, he's horny. I don't know what to say because that's very, very weird. Eddie Hearn acting like a dog on heat, where everything becomes lovable to him. So even it seems Oscar de la Hoya taking shots at you, you're finding that interestingly horny. You think, yeah. Anyway, let's stop talking about that. That is nonsense, Eddie. Stop it, Eddie. Anyway, Eddie Hearn does also say that Oscar is totally obsessed with him, and he likens Oscar to a stalker. He, at this moment, is very concerned about his personal safety and may apply for a restraining order on Oscar. You go, Eddie Hearn, put that restraining order. I want to see it because it is going to be a big laugh, big jokes, my friend. I swear though, Eddie Hearn doesn't really mean all of this he's saying. Just jokes, banter, if you understand Hearn's personality. But I do feel, however, that Oscar is somehow getting under his skin and is not fully, totally happy about this the situation. So you might be thinking that since this tension between Oscar and Eddie Hearn, would that get in the way of any future business deals that they could do with one another in terms of making the fights that fans want? And according to Eddie Hearn, of course that would be a barrier, because at this particular moment Oscar has zero interest in doing business with Matchroom, my people. In fact, it goes on to say that Oscar lost out in trying to make Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Oscar actually spent more money than he in fact envisioned himself to spend, and that was due to the fact that Oscar thought that he could actually go direct to Haney and strike a deal with him to face Ryan Garcia, not knowing that Devin Haney, in fact, although signed to his own promotional body, his own label, DHP Promotions, he is in fact also contracted to Matchroom on a fight-to-fight basis, so therefore a deal cannot be done without Matchroom. So Oscar de la Hoya made a very silly mistake there, and I'm sure he got a slap on the wrist and had to pay out to Matchroom guys. I think that is what Eddie Hearn was alluding to, even though he did not explicitly explain the situation very clearly, but I think he is alluding to that, that Haney, although not in a long-term contract with Matchroom, has a fight-to-fight basis contract with Matchroom, and therefore Oscar had crossed the line in which he had to pay a good amount for. So he's lost money to Matchroom there, and I'm sure he is totally pissed off with that at the moment. Losing money to somebody that he in fact does not even like at all. Yeah, but another thing that Eddie Hearn had to say though, this is a rebuttal to what Oscar De La Hoya said about these fighters losing, Eddie Hearn's fighters losing in 2024, 14 fighters in total. And Eddie Hearn says that Ryder and Munguia is the only loss that Matchroom has had in 3 years to Golden Boy. That is the only loss they've had to Golden Boy in 3 years, my people. But within those 3 years, yeah, Matchroom has been slaughtering Golden Boy, according to Eddie Hearn, and he names three good fights as proof, and he says Haney versus Linares, yeah, Bivol versus Ramirez, and Haney versus Jojo Diaz. All wins by Matchroom fighters over Golden Boy fighters, my people. But in terms of where all this rift is actually stemming from, according to Eddie Hearn, he thinks it's just due to Oscar De La Hoya's ego. He has a big, uncontrollable ego, my guys, and is just a tad bit over competitive, my guys. But he also admits himself, Eddie Hearn, he admits himself that he also has an ego. But however, on the side of Oscar De La Hoya is so very uncontrollable. But he doesn't stop there. He also goes on to attack his promotional abilities. This is a rebuttal of Oscar firstly attacking Eddie Hearn's promotional abilities. So this is Eddie Hearn's rebuttal, and he says that Oscar is a very bad public speaker, that he in fact does not even know anything about his own fighters or the fighters that go on the undercard of his own very fighters. My guys, my people, can you believe this? He's so can you believe this, my guys? Because in fact, Eddie Hearn goes on to say that Oscar De La Hoya, because he's so bad at publicly speaking and that he knows nothing about his fighters, no information in his mind about any of his fighters or fighters on their undercard, that he has to read from a script in which he lacks personality, comes with zero personality, comes off fake, compares him to Woody in Toy Story, my guys. He says that is the personality of Oscar De La Hoya, as wooden as Woody in Toy Stories, my guys. And he says, I do rate the man as a fighter, but when it comes to promoting, he cannot lace my boots. I will step on the man. I added that last bit. And he doubled down on saying that Oscar De La Hoya has no current stars, my guy. That Ryan Garcia is no star, but he is a doping cheat, performance enhancement cheat, and is currently facing a lawsuit against the Haneys, my people. The Haneys have put a lawsuit not only on Golden Boy's Ryan Garcia, but on Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya, according to Eddie Hearn of Matchroom, my people. And he goes on to say, to rebuttal the fact that his fighters have lost so far, he says, I take risks. I put them in 50-50 fights, possibly 70-30, 90-10 fights. But 90-10, that's a bit steep of an odd, Eddie Hearn. If I was your fighter, I would be thinking you're setting me up to lose. But possibly those were big fights for his fighter to earn a dream amount of money that they would have never come across at all in their career. So yeah, Eddie Hearn claims to know his fighters very well. So possibly just trying to cash them in on the best payday of their life, and of course payday for himself too. You can't leave out the promoter, my guys, my people. So yeah, he challenges Oscar De La Hoya though, who he believes is shook, scared, shaking in his boots, puts in boots, puss in boots, shook, of having a 5v5 with Matchroom, guys. He's scared of Golden Boy having a 5v5 with Matchroom, just like Matchroom has had with Queensbury Promotions. Queensbury Promotions headed by Frank Warren, my guys. And Matchroom, I must say, in that occasion was beaten by a landslide by the fighters at Queensbury Promotions. That was a landslide there for Queensbury Promotions. But however, Eddie Hearn says that, Golden Boy has no fighters and they are just not ready for the killers at Matchroom. And he gives just four possible matches that he can think of straight off his head, my guys, that can happen between Golden Boy and Matchroom. However, he knows that that Oscar De La Hoya would just not be interested in making those fights at all, not only because of the rift between them, but simply because his fighters will lose, And yeah, one of those possible fights Eddie Hearn brings up is Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson, and he in fact thinks that that Zepeda would duck Shakur Stevenson because they are already linked, to fight in February in Shakur's comeback after his injury. They are actually linked to fight in February, but the deal has not been finalized. So Eddie Hearn thinks that Zepeda is a possible future star, and therefore Eddie Hearn and therefore Oscar would not want to risk his fighter in Shakur Stevenson, which is a lose-lose situation there for Oscar De La Hoya and Zepeda, to tell you the truth. And I believe that Zepeda will duck him, my guys. So yeah, another fight he gave was Zerdo Ramirez versus Opatai. He said Opatai obliterates Ramirez. And then Bruce Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz. He says on the account of Ortiz, which he thinks lost to Sergey Bohachuk in their fight this summer. A very popular opinion that is held by many people, fans, media, people in the boxing world, they all think that, including myself too, we all think that Ortiz actually lost against Sergey Bohachuk. And it says on Eddie Hearn says that on that account, Boots runs through Virgil Ortiz. I believe he beats him, but runs through him, I'm not too sure, because Boots he got tagged quite a few times with when he fought David Avanesian. We know he stopped him in the 5th round, but he got tagged so much that even Crawford tweeted online that is this the man you guys are calling world level or whatever. But yeah, but I still think nonetheless he beats Virgil Ortiz. And another possible matchup that Eddie Hearn is confident his man will win is Barboza versus Liam Paro. Eddie Hearn is confident that Liam Paro comes up on top if that matchup is made, my people. And yeah, and at the moment he says that Oscar is burning, burning, burning inside, despite the fact that he's looking all cherry on social media and coming at him with all these memes and funny videos, my guy. But inside, Oscar is burning, burning, burning like the furnace of hell, my guys, my people. So yeah, I got more to tell you. I got more to tell you. The rebuttal is a long one, but I think this video is long enough for this matter. So I'm gonna do a part two. I'm gonna do a part two to this and just cut it short here for now, my people. I hope you enjoy this one. You know, I hope you enjoy this one. The back and forth going between Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya, my guys. But stay tuned for the next one. It's coming right after this one. Here, there's gonna be a part two. It's gonna be labeled Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya part two. My guys, that will be the title. So don't miss it, my people. But as for now, that's all I have for you on this session of Boxing Talk. Catch me next time right here on this channel, Body and Mind Sports. But before you leave, kindly do like, share, subscribe, and of course drop your comments below, my people. And as always, stay super blessed, my guys, my